Are you visiting Flåm? We'll answer all your questions, including the most common one. How far is it from the ferry to the train, so you can get the most out of it? Flåm is essentially a railway station, a harbour and one hotel at the end of Fjord. The railway opened in 1941 to connect ships on the Sognefjord with the mountain railway above. When they tried to close it down in the 1960s, it had already become popular with tourists, so it stayed open and kept growing. The actual village of Flåm lies further up the valley. Most people spend 2 to 3 hours here between connections. If you're not taking the train or boat, there's not much reason to stay longer. Today, Flåm is visited by 2 million tourists every year, and is as such totally geared towards tourism, and doesn't represent anything you would find elsewhere in Norway. Everything is made to suck out the most money from you. So keep that in mind. The harbour is structured as follows. Farthest is the cruise terminal. On the day of our visit, there was only a very small cruise ship with 1,000 passengers. Next at number 3 is the boat to Bergen, which runs once a day at 15:30 during summer season. See our video about it. This is public transport for people along the fjord who want to go to Bergen. It doesn't return until the next day, so if you take it, you're spending the night in Bergen. Number 1 and 2 are boats through the Norway Fjord to Gudvangen. Number 1 is currently the electric catamaran run by the Fjords, and number 2 is regular boat by Lustrabåtene. It's not very common in Norway to have several companies offering the same. This just shows how many tourists are here. Be careful which boat you book for sightseeing. The cruise everyone wants is through the narrow Norway Fjord to Gudvangen. That's the UNESCO heritage site and part of the Norway in a nutshell tour. The Bergen boat is different. It's public transport along the Sognefjord and won't bring you back to Flåm the same day. Check your booking carefully. If it says Bergen, make sure that's actually where you want to go. Number 4 to 9 lay on the other side of the harbour and are used by other companies. If you want to come to Flåm on days without cruise ships, check the Flåm port arrival list. The link is in the description. The arrivals are announced 12 to 24 months in advance. Literally next to the harbour is the railway station, where the train to Myrdal starts. We measured it, 50 steps from the pier to the platform. The trains run every 7 to 90 minutes 10 times a day during the summer season. In mid-season, it's the same interval, but you only go 6 times a day. The earliest and latest trains don't run compared to the high season. And in the low season, it runs only 4 times a day. Beware, in low season, the last train goes before the last sightseeing boat arrives. In high season, train tickets sell out long in advance. Buying at the desk is a bit of a gamble. The best chances for that are either the first or the last train runs. When a cruise ship is in port, expect the runs to be sold out and packed, especially the ones right after the ship arrives. We have read reports of possible 40 to 70% markups on tickets sold by the cruise companies. When booking the railway, you have 2 options. The standard round-trip package from Norway's Best is designed for immediate return. You go up, spend 20 to 30 minutes at Myrdal, and come back on the next train. The whole trip takes about 2 hours. Some people complain about this, saying they wanted more time at Myrdal. But Myrdal is just a mountain train station. Nobody lives there anymore, just a few scattered cottages. There's a platform, a small cafe, and that's it. 20 to 30 minutes is more than enough time. If you really want to stay longer or take a specific train back, you can book individual departure times through We instead. The journey takes 55 minutes. The train stops for 5 minutes at Brekkefossen Waterfall, where you can get off. Then you reach Myrdal at 866 meters above sea level. From there, most people take the next train back down, or change to the connecting train to Oslo or Bergen. Depending on how you booked your boat and train tickets, you might need to exchange your voucher against a ticket. Check the instructions on your booking, as you could be refused boarding in the worst case. On the bright side, we asked around, and there were currently no scams with false tickets, as of 2025. Between the railway station and the harbour, you will find the visitor centre where you can buy tickets and book more activities. The visitor centre is the only place with public toilets. The other toilets are reserved for restaurant or cafe guests. Attached to the visitor centre is the Mall of Norway, a shop totally geared towards tourists selling souvenirs and clothes from Norwegian brands. Just outside the mall and ticket office, you will find lockers to store your luggage. Behind it, you will have a food truck row, several restaurants, and some more outlet shops. Further back is the hotel Flåm. Now back to the railway station. Next to it, there is the Flåm Line Museum, which is free. There is a locomotive of type EL9 in the back of the museum. They also have a model railroad layout of Flåm, but it doesn't seem to work anymore. Behind it, the bike rental. Renting a bike is done at the visitor center. If you are traveling one way, there is a service to transport your luggage to and from Myrdal. Vis-a-vis of the museum, you will find the place where the RIB safari starts. Further back is Fredheim Hotel, which is Flåm's historic hotel. Next to the hotel is also the electric car rental. If you plan to rent a car to drive to the Stegestein viewpoint, watch our video before venturing there. The road is really narrow. If you come by car, there are several parking places around the river. They used to be free, but now you have to pay. But the price is still in the normal range at 40 Norwegian kroner per hour. There are also parking places between the hotel and the station, but that's only a small parking lot. Motorhomes can only park at outermost parking on the west side. Camping is forbidden on any parking. To stay overnight, you have to go to one of the nearby camping places. Next to the parking place, there is also a supermarket, which is open on Sundays, but check opening hours if you're visiting in the off-season. The Brekkefoss is a bit outside Flåm, and it will take around 1 hour to hike there. By Norwegian standard, this is only a C-tier waterfall, and there are tons like that around every fjord. But there is a viewpoint over Flåm from there. The hike gets our Blue Easy label, but depending where you are from, this could already be an expedition. Also, there can be a lot of people on certain days. Due to the hordes of tourists and, especially the 1% which ruins for everybody, the locals aren't as welcoming anymore. So respect private ground and camping sites signs. But where are the sites? There are no sites in Flåm itself. All the stuff you want to see is not in Flåm itself. Flåm is just a railway station and a harbour, so you will need to book tours or rent a car to get there. If you find the accommodation prices in Flåm too steep, we recommend not staying there, but go somewhere else like in Voss, or on the other side of the fjord in Sogndal or Kaupanger. Be ready to pay 3,000 to 4,000 Norwegian kroner for accommodations per night. That's 2 to 3 times more than elsewhere in Norway. Due to Flåm's popularity, you will need to book long in advance. Also, coming outside of season is not really an option because there are now tourists all year round in Flåm. We were there in October and there were still 100 times more tourists than any other site we visited during that trip. If you find that there are too many people in Flåm, go to our video list and watch one of the least viewed videos. There are usually way less tourists there.